Wolverines '07 edition. We'll also meet an old friend back for his second tour of duty, and we'll get set to kick off the year as we scout Appalachian State. All that and more coming up next. Michigan Replay with Lloyd Carr is brought to you in part by Abso Pure Water, delivering quality bottled water since 1908. By Sirius Satellite Radio. By the University of Michigan Alumni Association, uniting the leaders in best. www.umalumni.com. By State Farm, providing insurance and financial services. By AT&T, for a behind-the-scenes look at sports, visit attblueroom.com/sports. And by Pontiac, official performance machines of the NCAA. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Michigan Replay. 2007, the season. Head coach Lloyd Carr back by popular demand.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, you're more back than I am, believe me, by popular demand. It's good to see you. How was your summer?
Good to see you. I had a great summer.
Did you? Now, you did something this summer. The golf thing, we're going to let that go because we didn't play, but you went to Australia to visit Russell Crowe, your dear, close personal friend.
Well, I had the opportunity to take a couple players, and we had a great time.
The thing about this was, there he is with your wife, Lori, and this was back to the Cinderella Man movie, which you used as a theme for last year's team, and he apparently caught on to that.
Well, yeah, I had a call from him late last season, and he asked me if I might be interested in coming out to Sydney to meet his team, and so we spent a week there, Brian Thompson, Jeremy Van Alstyne, Lori, and this is a picture of his ranch, which is about 8 hours north of Sydney, a place called Coffs Harbor, and it's quite a place. He's got about 700 cattle, Black Angus, and we went out with those all-terrain vehicles and spent the night right there where Tom Cruise and spent the night for the wedding. Russell got married there, so we had a great time.
When you talk about the team, he is heavily involved in an Australian rules football team, or is it rugby?
Rugby league, which is the oldest tradition, I think, of rugby. A great game. He's extremely passionate about the game, and he's trying to rebuild that program. The club is over 100 years old, so he's got some tradition. He wants to rebuild it, make it a great franchise.
And Van Alstyne and Thompson are playing?
Well, they worked out with the
Did
team,
they?
yeah, and of course they hadn't worked out.
Did you coach him up at all?
No, I didn't coach him up, but I just tried to encourage him to keep going because the conditioning in that sport, that's one of the things that was really interesting to see how they conditioned their training camp as far as weightlifting and all those things. So it was interesting.
Here's the next question. Is he coming up for a game one of these days?
Well, he's coming back. He's bringing his rugby team to Jacksonville in January. They're going to play a team from Great Britain. So I'm going to look forward to seeing him at that time.
All right. Well, hey, let's get to the business at hand. That's football. This past week, you elected your captains for the 2017. I think 3 really solid captains. Mike Hart, Jake Long, and Sean Crable. Jake Long for the second year in a row.
Well, you know, Jim, you probably remember seeing a quote by Fielding Yost talking about the qualities a captain should possess. And one of the things he talks about is the captain must be a guy who can play his role, his part in the fray. And I think our team selected 3 guys that have proven themselves on the field. They've proven their dedication to their team during the off season. Sean Crable had a great summer, and of course Jake is a 2-time captain, and Mike Hart, you know, as a junior was a leader on our team, so it was no surprise.
Well, and Sean, too, I think is great because you and he on occasion didn't see eye to eye. So to have him elected captain shows the progression that young man has made.
Well, yeah, and you know, I think it's always been a matter of Sean playing to his potential. Certainly played an important role last year, had a very good year, and is capable of being one of the better linebackers in the country. And I think this will motivate him because it speaks to the respect that you're held by your teammates.
Nice job on the casual look, by the way. I wish you'd have called me and told me.
It is summertime.
Oh. Hey, when we come back, we'll talk more football, especially defense. But first, we hear from Tim Jameson, who says, defense doesn't listen to the critics who are selling them short this year.
That don't make me mad. Don't make me feel any pressure at all. I mean, we ready. We going against the best offense. I'm saying the experts say our offense is the best in the country, so we go against them every day in practice. So we gonna be ready.
Open up, nice job, Mike. Good job.
Coaches, but some change isn't radical. Take this year's secondary coach at Michigan, Vance Bedford. It's his second go-round in Ann Arbor. He was here from 95 to 98, then tried his hand in the NFL. Now he's back, and he loves what he sees.
Now to come back and see what Coach Carr has done for the program. I mean, he's just an extension of Coach Schembechler, and he's taking things to another level. I mean, I look around, see the facilities about to just take off, and I think it's something special that's really going to happen here.
The NFL is supposed to be the big leagues, but Bedford will tell you that there are some things in the NFL that just don't come close to what you get in Ann Arbor.
I feel blessed. I've had the opportunity to work college, NFL, high school, junior college, and again, it's like a homecoming. To come back to a place like the University of Michigan, and I've played in some great stadiums in the NFL, but to me, the greatest stadium I've ever played in, and I still remember just, on game day, the bus driving up, to the big house and the fans out there. There's nothing like it any place in the country. I think it's truly, truly special, and I remember that just more than anything. I think this is by far the best place to play on game day. It just puts thrills up your spine. It's hard to explain. It really is. But I'm fired up about this season, about being back here with the guys I'm working with Coach Carr being in place here. I mean, I'm thrilled to death. I really am.
He's also thrilled to be back coaching the secondary, an area that fans and experts speculate might be Michigan's Achilles heel this season. Bedford has a simple response to the doubting Thomases.
I don't give them much thought. They know nothing about the guys. I mean, we have enough starters coming back. Jamar Adams, Morgan Trent. I think they give us a chance to go out there and compete.
Go. Get it chop. Go. There you go. That body. Hey, don't you see it. Hey, you going. As soon as you see that guy do that, you're ready to come out of it right now.
The biggest thing people don't realize is about team. It's not about an individual segment. I have to go back to 1997. I thought we had a good year in 97. And people said the same thing about that group of secondary guys. I'm fired up. We have some young guys flying around right now. They're energetic, enthusiastic. They're out there having fun. So I'm looking for a lot of good things from those young guys this year.
Vance Bedford back. It's good to have him back, isn't it?
Yeah, we're lucky to have him back. He's a great teacher, great coach. You talk about he's fired up. That fires our players up. He's got a great way about him.
And who are those players in that secondary? He talked about Jamar and he talked about Morgan. Talk to me about some of the other guys that might be featured out there when folks go to see the game Saturday.
Well, Johnny Sears and Brandon Harrison have had really an outstanding fall at cornerback. And of course, Brandon will play in a critical role as our nickel back. Brandon Engelman has had a good fall. And, I think the young kids, Troy Wilfolk, Butch's son, has shown some things. He's going to play some. Donovan Warren has really had an exceptional fall.
He's a freshman. Those are two freshmen.
Yes. So Steve Brown has had an excellent fall. And Artis Chambers is going to contribute on special teams, and he's going to get better with experience. It's a young group, but I think we've really made some good strides.
How about linebackers and the guys up front, your front seven? Talk to me about who the key guys there.
Well, I think, if you look at our front, Jim, we've got a veteran front coming back. If you talk about two strong physical guys inside, Will Johnson, Terrence Taylor, Tim Jameson on the edge, and Brandon Graham, the young sophomore who played a lot a year ago, I think will remind some people of a young Woodley. He's that kind of guy. He's got a lot of ability. He doesn't have a lot of experience, but he's going to get better as the season goes on. The linebackers, we expect Crable to be an outstanding Sam linebacker. He's got all the ability, and he'll help us in the nickel situations. And of course, Chris Graham started a number of games, had some injuries a year ago. At the Mike linebacker, John Thompson is going to compete. Obi Azay, those two guys, we may go into the season with them playing situational games, but they're both tough, hard-nosed players.
All righty. When we come back, we'll take a little bit of a look at the offense, a great offense coming back. But first, we hear from Mike Hart. Said maybe it's not the time right now to read the offense's press clippings.
We're just out here trying to get better every day. We know we had a lot of work to do since spring ball. A lot of us missed spring ball. So coming out on these 2 days is just like getting back together again like a freshman year, and just, well, not just like a freshman year, but, you know, we're a little more experienced, but just trying to get everything back, get our timing back with Chad, our timing back with the O-line, making reads, and we got a lot of work to do still.
The locker room.
Well, there's definitely a lot of pressure on myself, being a senior quarterback and coming back for the 4th year. But, you know, pressure is pressure, and take it in one year, let it go out the other. And if you're prepared for each game, you just go out and play your game.
We look to the offense of the Wolverines. Before we do that, real quickly, you want to mention one other young man on defense.
Charles Stewart has had a very good fall, a strong safety who played a lot a year ago in special teams, and he's right in the mix. He's going to see a lot of action.
The offensive side of the ball, Coach, you know, there's going to be pressure because everybody's saying it's the best offense ever put together, led by a guy like Jake Long, one of the best tackles in the country.
Well, there isn't any doubt that Jake Long is a great football player. He proved that a year ago. He'll be a 4-year starter here. All the physical talents as well as a love and passion for the game. Great competitor.
And Adam Kraus is another guard with next to Jake. That gives your left side
Well,
pretty.
we've got a solid left side. You know, Adam Kraus came here as a tight end from New Orleans, and he had to get bigger and stronger to move inside, but he's coming off an outstanding season a year ago. Smart, tough, competitive guy.
A lot of big playmakers, and Mario Manningham is one of the biggest.
Well, this guy has really improved, Jim, from the standpoint of understanding that you know, he can set up the deep passes by running great intermediate routes and getting the defenders off him. He's a guy, I think, it's almost impossible to cover single coverage. He's just got too much ability, great hands, and has had a very good fall.
It's nice to have old number 20 back, isn't it?
Well, yeah, he's you know, when I think about all the statistics in Michigan football and his ability to secure the football and not turn it over is nothing short of sensational.
It's always great to have a veteran quarterback. And Chad, you said, has really stepped up.
Well, I think this guy is anybody who appreciates what it takes to execute a complicated offense and do it in a way that with hard work, he's a guy that's very, very smart. He proved that 4 years ago, and in the interim, he's done some sensational things here.
How about other players on offense? I know that Greg Matthews is a kid that looks good.
Greg is
Brandon Miner, another running back. Any other guys you're going to?
Well, I think our position at running back, Carlos Brown, unfortunately, hurt his hand in training camp. He's going to be out another week or so. But Brandon Miner's had a great fall. He showed flashes a year ago. He's bigger, stronger, great condition, and has had an extremely good fall. So our depth at running back, Avery Horn, a young freshman who got in a few days late, has shown some ability to do some things. So our running back situation is pretty solid.
And Matthews is a good compliment in that
Greg
wide receiver.
Matthews, and of course Adrian Arrington,
right.
Jim. Arrington had a great season a year ago. He's had a great fall. We expect big things from him. Greg Matthews is an up-and-coming guy, a wonderful year for a freshman, but he's got wonderful ability.
How about kickers, kicking game?
Jason
Zoltan's
Ginjo.
back.
Well, Zoltan Mesko is back. I think a guy that has a chance to be one of the fine punters we've had at Michigan, a great athlete, and a guy that really has a powerful leg and a smart guy. And at the place kicking position, we're still not settled. It's been very, very competitive. Jason Gengel has done a wonderful job. Brian Wright, Casey Lapata. We'll just have to see what this week brings.
All right, when we come back, we will start talking about the teams that Michigan has to play. We'll scout Appalachian State. But first, we hear from Jamar Adams, who says you can't overlook any team, especially Appalachian State.
I'm from North Carolina, and the guys I'm home with, they always talking about how you better not sleep on them because they're coming out there. And anytime you play a team, they're coming out there. We're Michigan, so we're always preparing for every team. We're out there working hard, studying film on them. We're not taking anybody lightly. We have a quest out here we're going for, and we can't take anybody lightly at all.
Well, something we want to do every game is win and play well. So if we win and we play well, we're happy, and we can win and not play well, and then it's not where we want to be. But I think if we do those two things, then we'll be in a good position.
Wolverines open the season next week. Appalachian State, a team that a lot of people looked at it when it was on the schedule and said, "Oh my, Appalachian, here's a cupcake." This team won the national title, Division II, I believe, a year ago.
Oh, the last 2 years consecutive.
And you said during the break, this is the fastest team we may ever play.
Well, I know one thing, Jim. The people who don't know Appalachian State have not seen them on film. They have tremendous team speed. I mean, they would do a great job in the Mid-American Conference. They're talking about shocking the world, and certainly this guy here is special.
Armonte Edwards.
A great athlete.
He's the fastest quarterback in the history of quarterbacks.
Well, I don't know if he's the fastest, but he's one of them. He's a 4-4 guy. And they run, of course, the spread offense. They're going to try to spread you out, and he's going to run the football. He's going to option it, and he's going to throw it.
And one of the great receivers is Dexter Jackson. He's a senior, averages over 14 yards a catch.
Well, Jim, they're a prolific offensive football team because of their speed and the scheme that they have developed well. So our defense is going to have their work cut out for them.
Their defensive stars are Tharrington, defensive end, Pierre Banks, linebacker, and Corey Lynch is safety. But as you said, this is a good defense, but the strength of this team is their offense and their skill.
Well, and they're a well-coached team, and watching their special teams, they have a lot of big plays. So, our special teams where we've got a lot of young players, we're going to have to be prepared for a team with excellent speed and big play potential. So our coverage teams are going to have their work cut out for them.
Not only your coverage teams, but your coverage in regards to a spread offense is going to throw 4 and 5 wide at you. And I'm also told that they do the old line up, no huddle check at the sideline. So your personnel packages and all that in a first game, they're going to be tested on defense.
Well, there's no question. And in a first game, you're always going to get some things that they have implemented during the spring and training camp. So a first game is always one of those things where you're going to get some surprises. The biggest thing, hopefully, we can not give up the big plays. They're going to execute some plays. And then, of course, offensively, we've got to put some points on the board.
How about this question? Anything new from the Wolverines? You going to open up your bag of tricks at all?
No.
Same old guys?
Same old.
Line up?
Yeah. Try to run the ball.
Run the ball? Throw it when you need to?
Throw it when you need to. No, I'll tell you, we're going to throw
We're
it.
excited now.
Well, I think the key is, obviously, we've got to do a great job protecting the quarterback because we've got some guys that can get open. We've got some guys that can do something with it when they catch it. We've got a great running back. But really, offensively, it's going to come down to how well we protect the quarterback and how well we block them up front.
All right, the other thing about this season, there's some rule changes going in. First of all, I think the kickoff goes from the 30-yard line to allow more returns. The clock starts when the team touches the ball, not when it's kicked off. The other big one, I think, is the clock stops on possession changes. Last year, that was a big problem, that new clock rule. And there's only a 15-second play clock to get the play in after TV timeouts. Which ones do you think are going to affect the game most?
There isn't any question. I don't think that most fans are going to notice those last three, but the kickoff from the 30-yard line is going to add tremendous stress to the coverage teams because you know you're going to have probably 50% fewer balls kicked that aren't returned. So you're going to have a lot more returns. And because you're kicking off 5 yards closer to your own end zone, you know, you're not going to have the field position. So defensively, you're not going to have the field position that you had when you were kicking from the 40 a few years ago, then the 35. Now it's all the way back to the 30. That's a significant rule change. And a year ago, they lowered the tee to 1 inch.
Right.
So it's very difficult to get the ball high in the air. So that's that combination. I think this rule change is really significant.
Well, good luck next Saturday against Appalachian State, and we'll see all of you right back here, same time, same place, for Michigan Replay.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Michigan Replay, one of the most difficult shows we've had to do in a long, long